it's still a lot.
Have any operational
And then I think what you're getting at is the greenhouse gas emission reduction by 60%.
Right.
So that'd be operational. Production in corporate. What about attraction and retention of employees? So if you're able to have an electric vehicle fleet, would that help you to get the right
When you're
calculate over time. Reduce maintenance costs on electric vehicles if you're doing group pricing, for example, perhaps, and over time. Shared costs between organizations where you encourage partnerships. So if you, between organizations, identify the fact that you're going to put in electric charging stations, other partners in shared facilities might be able to buy in and share. You could offset costs or benefits between companies, organizations. Under operational benefits, we said reduction in corporate emissions. Most large organizations right now want to be known as reducing their footprint, and so there's huge opportunity. A mind shift from organizational behaviors into the individuals working within that organization. So sometimes by osmosis, when you're exposed to new information or new culture, you take those behaviors and those values that are transmitted out into your communities, your homes, etc., etc. And then corporate branding values for shifting demographics. Different age groups, for example, may be more inclined to be looking at not owning vehicles. I think there's a lot of research out there that supports that the younger demographic don't want to own cars, they want to live and work in communities. So there's all of that potential to attract different talent from different demographics. There were a lot of non-energy benefits, and I'm sure there were lots that we couldn't even necessarily perceive at this particular point in time. But we talked about encouraging electric energy car use organizationally, and it's that same benefit that spills out. It multiplies over time by the individuals. Reduction in greenhouse gases, promoting improved air quality. We also talked about overcoming range anxiety for a lot of people where there aren't a lot of charging stations. If there are more available, more people would buy in and be more willing to try an electric car and have better peace of mind that they can use them for more diverse events. So far.
Thank you. If you notice one of the organizational benefits they talked about, everybody's cognizant about lowering their greenhouse gas emissions. From an optics standpoint, there's going to be a quantitative standpoint on dollars saved or having not having to buy cap and trade and get into that program, but there's the optics side that you mentioned on, which is more of what I would call a non-energy or a non-project related benefit that you can't quantify. So being green or something like that, they want to perceive that, right? So it's hard to, they get intermixed in there, but it's hard to quantify what the value will be to that, but it's there. And somebody could quantify it, some consulting firm would spend hours and spend charging $50 grand and figure it out, but it's there, right? So it's probably got more equity in it for your brand than the charge of whatever it costs. And that's really hard to quantify without option costs. Table, group number 2.
Okay, so heating, cooling, retrofit, so new system of cruise controls for a space. We kind of talked about the church type setting. Things that they would do or could do to their heating and ventilation and potential benefits. So changes to that, for example, adding a VFD to an air handler unit or a fresh air supply fan or something like that. Of course, there's reduced energy consumption for motor itself, motor control itself. Other than savings there for electricity overall and natural gas consumption and how much area you're moving. We thought that something like that would be a very short return on investment because there are no incentives available from all the energy suppliers for that. So financial benefits there, operational benefits, BFDs on motors and stuff, it's easier on the motor itself, it's easier on belts or drive assemblies. So that's kind of helps the operational side. When you're moving less air, there's less filter changes required. So maybe you can double the time that you have to go in and change your filters. Other things when you move air, dirt accumulates, so duct cleaning and stuff like that. Other benefits that may come with change like that. And of course, you have a lot of control on your motors. Non-energy benefits, other impacts, CO2 control. So it's very important to control the amount of CO2 in space. Large amounts of people in a church, occupancy spikes at certain times of the week. CO2 control becomes very important to you for now to respond to that change.
somebody, but I don't have the ability to go to Anthony, and nor do I, Anthony is under confidential. He can't tell me anything, and nor do I have the time or resources to go out. And there's no central repository to say, this company did X, Y, Z. So if you answer 0, and I would recommend it, answer 0, stack it. Because when Green On shows up, and they're going to have industrial and manufacturing-based incentives, stacking is very key. They want to be able to stack because that's going to draw down paybacks. When you start getting into, we're going to have to go beyond the lights and the HVAC. We're going to have to get into walls, roofing, and if you can't stack and triple stack these incentives, you are not going to get those projects done because they're too expensive. You have 15-year payback, there's no company CFO that's going to go, not happening. You need to get those down to 6 and 7 and 5, and you're going to have to eat up those other ones. So as far as I'm concerned, the wording is provincial funding. Well, all the money comes from the province somewhere, so if Uni Gas is funding it, they're getting it from Cap and Trade or something like that. It's provincial funding. It's hard to say yes or no. So what I don't know, I don't know. And I can't dig in, I don't have the right to come to your office with Scott, I can go through your desk and your emails. It's not worth our time. I'd encourage people to go and explore all the incentives that exist. Take advantage of it. And I think in Uni Gas ones, Anthony, I don't think it's a problem for you guys.
It's not. On the custom side, we do ask if we receive any other funding. On the restrictive side, it's not even a question. So back is the key word here.
So we don't like it called double dipping. And if you're asked, if you're at a session and the government's doing a survey and they ask about double dipping, refer to it as stack because they've been in their literature and in their consultations referring to it as double dipping, and we like to say it's stacking because it's not double dipping. It's the fact that there's 2 sets of savings. If there's gas savings, you should get an incentive for the gas savings. If there's electricity savings, you want to teach people to do the right things and give them the money to do it. So we don't see it as stacking. You're not using the system, you're taking advantage of the incentives that exist for 2 different things. If there was 2 electricity incentives, that's different.
Yeah,
Green On's going to be GHG, Light Saving Energy is going to be electricity, and Union Gas or Enbridge is going to have natural gas savings. Is there some tripping over each other somewhere along the way, but we'll let the authorities do it. Last group?
Yeah, we have the LED lighting retrofit, which was fairly easy since Jeff did it right before we had to do the exercise. But in our case, obviously the financial benefits are the incentives that are available as well as the monthly cost reductions through kilowatt hour savings. One other financial benefit. In my situation specifically, I work with a municipal council, and thankfully there's no municipal councilors here, but the short-term return on investment from LED lighting retrofits is pretty handy when councilors work on a 4-year cycle and want to see the return rather quickly. Operational benefits, or the need for replacement lamps is drastically reduced. Also, we talked about just the continuity of product. So we have multiple sites and community centers and various buildings. So for staff to operate with the same type of light fixture in multiple buildings is an operational benefit. Also safety with regard to changeouts with a much cooler light bulb. We don't have to worry about staff burning their hands changing out light bulbs. We talked about better lighting quality as a non-energy benefit. So staff have a better working environment with the lighting quality of LEDs. I spoke about my office specifically in the fact that staff will not be allowed to turn on lights if we have LEDs installed. And a bit of a stickler for the overhead fluorescent lights being used all the time, so our office is pretty dark right now. Increased control with regard to multiple light switches for a space when we do the changeout. Also, non-energy benefits of community leadership, so we show kind of a leadership stance on if we can do it in our facilities, other businesses and even the residential side can do it in theirs. And the last non-energy benefit I put is that you get to work with the LDC and hopefully have a chance to visit their super fancy offices.
Yes, someone was at super fancy office. 100% geothermal cooling and 70% geothermal heating, all kinds of good stuff. But we do, from one of them, we built a building in 2011, we moved into it in December. It's 2017, we retrofitted all our parking lot light LEDs. We put in 2 condensing boilers because our existing boilers were oversized, so we got incentive from Uni Gas up there. We've changed all our linear fluorescents to linear LED tubes. So if you walked in there, they would look like linear fluorescents. They're not, they're LEDs. We do it, if it's a payback or return on investment of about 15%, our CFO says good to go. And we can bring projects like that all day, every day, and it's good to go. We took, there's substantial savings in it, so we're the utility, we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk too. We have to, right? So there's all kinds of other opportunities. We have DC, command control, ventilation, geothermal heating, cooling, all kinds of stuff, because it lowers how much we have to pay.
Elena left, she's part of our group, but she talked about one of the cost impacts being that lights burnt out a little quicker, or LEDs that were in motion sensor areas, so when their hallways turn on as children and kids walk through them, that they found the lights were burning out quicker. Is that common, or do you know?
It depends on what color, like there's LEDs that go purple, green, some of the older stuff, and that's where, when you see the stipulations in the Save on Energy program, that you need to have something that goes through Energy Star or DLC, demand, Design Lights Consortium, and they need to be on that list, it's because it has to go through X amount of hours of testing. So we want to ensure that somebody buys something that has gone through the testing, and then it ensures that they should get something that's quality and lasts long. Right? That's not saying there's not going to be failure. There's failure with any electronic. When you buy your phone today, we all bought an iPhone 10 or 11 or whatever one came out last week. One of us is going to have a failure in the room right out of the box. It's just the nature of it, right? So it's electronic component now more than it was in the past. So there's failure with chips, boards, other joints, things like that. So you can win with Philips, and you lose with Philips. You can win with something that's a little less known. As long the best at the point of putting in the specifications to try and ensure that it's been driven for 50,000 hours or more, and you can see that that they perform. So I know we've kept you 10 minutes late as you wanted to. There is one yellow handout that you guys can take back with you. I'll skip the part to sustainability project next step. You've got your project description, your financial benefits, your operational benefits, your non-energy benefits and impacts, and the organizational benefits, and that's that ripple effect I spoke about. Make sure when you're doing something like a lighting project, even a simple lighting project, engage other areas, whether it's HR, or whether it's facilities. The energy guy's driving it, maybe that energy person doesn't deal with facilities, maybe they're twice removed. Ellen's a perfect example. She's not involving the facilities, she might not be taking advantage of all the opportunities, and vice versa. Don't do like for like on anything. Don't just plug in something new for something more. When you're doing a retrofit, when you're doing an enhancement, look at why you're doing it. If there's a light over a rack, don't put a light over a rack again. Floor plans change for offices. It needs change. Take advantage of that opportunity to enhance controls and put in something else that gives you a little bit more benefit to it. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Doug.
Thank you everyone for your patience. I know we are a smidge over. I have like 3 slides. I think it's always super quick. The Green On Fund, we've heard about this a couple of times today. This is coming. It is a not-for-profit provincial agency. It invests proceeds from the carbon cap and trade system back into projects like this. So watch for that. And as information comes out, we will strive to share that with you as well. For those who are interested in these kinds of things for your home, Reed Green Solutions has left some materials here that you can grab on your way out. If they haven't, Lexi's saying no, they have not. Come and see me. They had to leave. Come and see me. I'm happy to connect you to the folks at Reed because they specialize in these kinds of things for your own home. We have some events coming up. So energy and water benchmarking and reporting. Someone from the Ministry of Energy is actually coming to talk about what is the legislation that's coming so that you can learn more. It's Tuesday, December 5th, 11:30 to 1 at St. Jerome. So it is online. We also have these little pieces of paper. There's another event coming here, Exploring Holistic Sustainability with IKEA. These little pieces of paper that are on your table, if you put your name, first name, last name, email, and organization, as well as the session that you're interested in, there's boxes right back there by Anthony, and you can drop these in there, and we will pre-register you for you, so you don't have to remember. So just fill these out, and we will do the registration on your behalf. And then the name tags. We reuse these name tags over and over again, so please either leave them on your table. There's a green bin right there that Lexi has. One last thing, I was in a meeting with Brian May's office. He's an MP in Cambridge, and his office maintains this list of small business support options and funding options that they just keep all the time. So I asked, could I have this, and could we share it with you? And they, of course, said yes. So if anyone's interested in other funding opportunities for business, that might be beyond just energy. We have this, I have a bunch of copies as well. The Regional Sustainability Initiative team has this electronically, so they can email it to you. But if you want to grab one of these on your way out, I would highly recommend it. Thank you.